It was one of those nights where time seemed to stretch endlessly, and every tick of the clock echoed in the silence of the house. I had just come home, exhausted after a long day at work. The dim light from the street lamps outside cast long, sinister shadows on the walls, and the only sound was the quiet hum of the refrigerator in the empty apartment. After a quick shower, I collapsed onto my bed, the softness of the mattress embracing my tired body. I was on the verge of sleep, that blissful moment when consciousness begins to blur, when I heard it. A faint, almost imperceptible noise coming from the closet. My eyes snapped open, my heart skipping a beat. The sound was soft, like a whisper, but it was... I tried to dismiss it as just the house settling, perhaps the creaking of old floorboards under the weight of time, but the sense of unease wouldn't leave me. Something inside me insisted that I get up and check. I knew that if I didn't, sleep would be impossible. Reluctantly, I got out of bed and walked towards the closet. The handle was cold, and for a moment I thought I heard another sound, like something shifting inside. But when I finally mustered the courage to open the door, there was nothing, just dark, empty shelves and hanging clothes swaying gently on their hangers. Breathing a sigh of relief, but still feeling a bit unsettled, I closed the closet door and returned to bed. But sleep didn't come easily. Thoughts of the sound kept circling in my mind, and I tossed and turned for what felt like hours before finally drifting off. Then suddenly, the sound again. But this time, it was louder, clearer. There was no mistaking it. It was coming from the closet. I sat up in bed, my heart pounding in my chest. Had I missed something the first time? I got up and slowly approached the closet once more. As I opened the door, I braced myself for something terrible. But what I found was something entirely unexpected. Inside the closet stood a mirror. I froze, paralyzed by shock and fear. How could it have gotten there? I was certain I had never placed a mirror in the closet. It didn't make any sense. I reached out to touch it, but as soon as my fingers brushed against the cold glass, something happened. It felt as though the mirror pulled me in, and in an instant I was plunged into icy darkness. I awoke with a start, gasping for breath. I was back in my bed, drenched in cold sweat. It had been a dream, a horrible nightmare. Everything had felt so real, but I was in my room. I sighed with relief, but my heart was still racing. I needed to make sure it was really just a dream. I got out of bed and went to the closet. With trembling hands, I slowly opened the door. The mirror was gone, only empty shelves and hanging clothes. I smiled, feeling the tension drain away. Everything was fine. It was just a bad... I returned to bed and closed my eyes again, hoping to finally get some rest. But then I realized I couldn't move. My body felt paralyzed, and the room around me grew colder. In terror, I opened my eyes and saw that I was looking down at myself, asleep, but I wasn't myself. I was inside the mirror, and the thing lying in bed, it wasn't